Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing good today. I thought I would come on here for a little while because obviously it's deadline day today and not much has been happening for Arsenal, and I just thought I'd come on here to talk about my thoughts, all of that, because I just feel very disappointed right now. And yeah, and I just thought we'd chat about what's been going on recently, and you guys can let me know how you feel, because I'm sure you guys are frustrated too, because I'm pretty frustrated. Um, I mean, to me at the moment, it seems as though Villa want us to put in like a 60 million bid. And obviously, I don't know if Arsenal are doing that right now, and I just don't think we're going to sign anyone. Like, you've got not long left, and I just don't think anything's going to happen, and that's what's so annoying, because we need to bring someone in. Like, I don't think we should just panic buy and bring anyone in, but surely there's someone out there that's able to help us, that's able to bring something different to this team, because everyone knows, like, we are so short in our attack. Like, don't get me wrong, we had a great win against Man City, and we can enjoy that. But at the end of the day, long term, we are struggling in our attack. Saka's out as well, but even with Saka, we've been struggling, with our options in our attack, and I don't know what else I can say. I'm just so like disappointed with the fact we've not even brought anyone in. Like, it's just obvious to me that we need someone to come in. Um, Big up Victor. Hope you're doing good today. Always good to see you in the chat. Yes, I'm frustrated but relieved we weren't tricked into a panic buy. Yeah, I mean, like we said, I wouldn't want us to just sign anyone for the sake of it, because it's not going to help, and it's just wasting money. Um, but yeah, I wish we were gonna do something else, because I just feel like this is gonna cause us problems. I mean, in the summer, I think if we'd brought someone in that could help us in our attack, then maybe we wouldn't need to be doing this in January. But the fact is that what we have now, unfortunately, won't win us the league. So yeah, I'm honestly not thinking we're gonna sign anyone right now. And I just worry about our future. Ollie Watkins for me would have been a great sign in January. I just don't think Arsenal want to pay 60 million for him. But I'll just do it, because at the end of the day, if we want to have a good chance of winning the league, then we have to make some signings, and I just don't feel confident that we're going to bring him in now, let alone bring anyone in. It's not really been the best window, the best sort of day. I mean, last night, I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter, but I saw so many rumors. Like, I saw so many people with their eye emojis, like, and I just knew it was nothing. And I just feel like this is why I don't get my hopes up, because it's the hope that kills you in the end. I was really happy, and when we heard the Ollie Watkins rumors, but I just feel like we've left it too late now. Honestly, I feel like we should have done stuff so much sooner. Um, Realistically, we need a top striker, and those aren't available in January. For me, our number one target should be Sesko. Yes, Sesko would definitely be a really good signing, and I completely get that, because for me, we're not, like you said, it's going to be hard to bring in like a proper striker like a Isak or a Watkins in now, but I just want us to have something that's good enough to get us to winning the league, or to win us trophies this season. Um, and I just feel like what we have now isn't enough. And like I said, I'm sure there are options out there that we could have gone for. But it's just so frustrating that we're kind of left empty-handed, because Arteta must know himself that this isn't good enough. These players cannot get us to where we need to be. Um, and I just feel quite frustrated. I'm not really surprised, to be honest with you. And I do appreciate the fact there's still time left, but I just don't think anything's happening um anytime soon. And I just feel like if we'd brought something, it would have been better than nothing. But I also, like I mentioned, I don't want us to just panic buy and bring in anyone, because that's just a waste of money for me at the end of the day. So we need to bring in the right players. But as we mentioned, it's definitely frustrating that we've not brought anyone in, and it's just, for me, not good enough. Big up, Mike. I hope you're good. Hi, Soph. Don't understand why we didn't try and make a bit of Rashford. The thing is that with Rashford, like, I wouldn't have minded if it was a loan. Like, I'm not saying that he would have helped us. It's a tough one with Rashford. I feel like he was struggling at United. I think him to Villa is a fantastic move. I think he's going to really thrive there, and I think he's going to really help Aston Villa. Um, but I don't know what I'd feel about Rashford coming. If we brought Rashford and we brought Watkins, I would say to you that I'm optimistic about them signings. But I think if we'd brought him in, just him on his own, I just don't think that would have been great. And I think if we brought him in, it'd be very hit or miss. I don't think you'd know what you're going to get with Rashford because at United he's been quite inconsistent, and we need someone that's going to really elevate Arsenal. Um, but at the same time, I just feel like we had to bring someone in, and it's obviously like for me, it's so disappointing right now. Because I just think we're going to really struggle this season. I do think Arteta's tried, but I just don't think he's done enough. I think we should have done this earlier on in the window. Like we've left it quite to the last minute, and it's causing us all stress now. And yeah, I feel like we've left it too late now, which we do, unfortunately. Um, so yeah, I do feel quite frustrated now. And we're going to struggle. I mean, I don't get me wrong, we have got a great team and things are going good, but this isn't going to last forever. We're going to struggle. We're going to have games where we struggle. And if we want to have a good shot of winning the league, then we've definitely got to go and bring some players in. So yeah, I'm disappointed, but at the same time, I've just got to. I'm just going to see what happens. I mean, I don't think we're going to bring anyone in. There's a few hours left. But yeah, I just wish we'd had something to bring in, because like I said, it's going to be a longer season with these players in the attack because we go through times where we can score, we're all good, and there's other times where we just go through a time where we cannot take our chances. Um, but yeah, I'm happy we've not done a panic buy, but at the same time, I don't think this is good enough. Like the fact so far nothing's happened is just so disappointing. Um, or Duran, we could have tried for him. Do you know what? I was really liking him. I know Arsenal. I think Arsenal might have shown a bit of interest. I'm not too sure, but I know he's gone to Saudi, and for me, that is so disappointing because yeah, Watkins, if we bring him in hypothetically, that is a great signing. But for me, I just feel like Duran would be. I just think it improved his team massively. So you just question why Arsenal haven't done certain things because he did very well for Villa, and you do question why haven't Arsenal gone for him? Because, like we said, I know it's hard to buy strikers in January, but there are players that we can actually go out there for. And for me, it's so disappointing that we haven't really done that. And yeah, it's going to be so tough for me, and I'm just I'm just really worried about our future season. But yeah, I would have definitely been up for him, bringing him at Arsenal. Like I've said, even if we had some loans, like I would have been happy with that. But it's just not good enough for me, and yeah, I'm just a bit, I'm just questioning why we've not done this sooner and why we've not, gone for other players because Man City have signed players. I mean, Tottenham have even signed players, so yeah, for me, it's just not good enough. Big up Charlotte. Hope you're good. Always lovely to see you in here. Charlotte Smalls. Currently watching the West Ham game. Oh, that sounds great. Let me know what the score is as I'm currently chatting with you guys. I'm not going to be on here for too long tonight, guys. I'll probably stay on for 20 more minutes. I just wanted to talk to you guys about how I'm feeling because I don't think I'll have a chance to go live this week. I might do, but I just have to let you guys know. But if you're watching this, guys, as always, please drop in any questions. If you have, please do like this as well and subscribe here too if you are new. Even if you're not an Arsenal fan, it's always lovely to see you in the chat because I just love having chats with you guys about our love for football. But yeah, right now I feel so like I've said, I'm not really surprised, but I feel quite deflated. But we have been linked to other players. I know we've been linked to Nico Williams. And do you know what? If I'm being honest, I would have been happy with that. We need obviously I'd love a striker, even if we brought in a winger or even if we bring in reinforcements. Um, That is what we need to do, and we've not been doing that. Like, I'm not gonna be unrealistic and say we've got to bring in, such and such players in this window because I sort of know that won't happen. But even if we can't bring a striker in, we had to bring like a winger in because I think that's a big problem for us at the moment because Martinelli isn't getting us the goals that we want him to get. Trossard, to be fair, Trossard's actually been working really hard and doing well recently. But if I'm being honest, we need to see a bit more from our attackers, and the goals, because we have relied on Saka far too much, and now it's sort of costed us. And we've really seen how much we're struggling without him. So for me, that is another thing that's been hard. Havertz obviously got a great goal yesterday, but I don't feel like he can consistently do it this season. Like I don't think he could get us like 20 goals in the league. So I just feel like, unfortunately, what we have right now won't be able to take us to that next level. And I just think Arsenal need to pay the money and go big, but unfortunately, we're not going to pay the money. I don't think I've got this impression that we don't want to pay 60 million, for Watkins. And to be fair, I don't see why that's a problem. I know he's getting older, but at the same time, we need to just get through this season and see how we can do. Because I know, like I said, things are good right now, but that won't last forever. We're gonna struggle in certain games. So yeah, it's gonna be tough, really. But we got Mike. Do you think we've got a chance on Wednesday? It's tough because obviously beating Man City has gave us a lot of confidence, and I feel like from that I do think there's a bigger chance that we've got a chance of, getting a result there. For being honest, we would have to score 2 goals, and if it goes to extra time penalties, and obviously we need to score 3 goals to win it, but, like, because we're away, I don't have that optimism, as much as I would have if we're at home. Um, so I feel like us being away is not great. Looking back, it would have been better if the fixtures were reversed, if we were away first. And it's obviously sucks that we're 2-0 down. I think if we were 1-0 down, I'd feel more hopeful. But listen, this game for me is very big because I do think it's our best chance of winning silverware this season. I know we're in the Champions League. I know we still got a chance in the league, but for me, to get to a final, whether that's against Liverpool or Spurs, I just feel like this is our best chance to do that. And yeah, I mean, listen, I think if we played how we did against Man City, then definitely. But I know Newcastle are going to be up for this game. They're going to be riled up. They'll want to get that win and get to that final. And to be fair, Newcastle would be a great achievement for that club if they got to that final. I know Eddie Howe deserves a trophy, for all of his hard work over the last few seasons. So for me, it's definitely it's going to be tough to call. But I'll be honest, if we lose, I'll be devastated because, like I said, we need silverware this season. We have to win something with Mikel under, the season because how many seasons have gone by where we've just not won anything? We've had good seasons, but we've just not got that silverware. So for me, it's going to be a must for silverware this season, and we've got to do it with Arteta. And yeah, I just feel like this is our best chance to do it. So yeah, fingers crossed, guys. But it's hard to predict how we feel going into this game because um, like you just don't know which Arsenal are going to turn up. But I just gotta hope these players are ready for this game on Wednesday. But I am looking forward to it. Um, me up, Kai. Hope you're good. Sophie, this window's been awful like the summer. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it has. I'm not even gonna. I'm just gonna be honest. We haven't done anything, and it's not good enough. There's no excuses. Like it's just as simple as that. It's been disappointing. We could have got Duran for 75 million if we only paid 15 million more. The thought of that infuriates me because is it that Arsenal don't have the money, or are we just being tight? Are we just not wanting to pay that much? I honestly don't know because I would have been happy with Duran, with Watkins. Either of them would have been great. And I also feel like him going to Saudi, I know, he's done that now, it's happened, but I feel like it would have been a great career move for him to come to Arsenal, whether that's on a loan, whether that's permanently. Um, but yeah, it's disappointing, definitely. Like you said, we've had chances to do things, but we've just chose not to. And the big question does actually now is this on Arteta? Is it the Kroenkes? Is it everyone? Because if we don't sign anyone, then I do think everyone's responsible. I just want to figure out, does Arteta have the money? I mean, we must have some money if we are going to put a bid in Watkins for 40 million. So it's I would have gone for 60 million, got Watkins. But to be fair, I know a lot of fans are quite in the middle about Watkins. Um, listen, he won't elevate Arsenal. He won't. I don't think he would ever be like an Henri, but he would definitely improve the side. He would improve what we have right now, and I think it's a bit harsh for people to turn their nose up against it because I feel like if the club are going to do that, they are trying. So, but like I said, it's all my imagination. I don't, I don't think Watkins is really going to come here. Big up Mike says, I'd play Ranieri, Trossard on Wednesday and Havertz. I think Martinelli might be benched. Honestly, I just feel like I agree that Ranieri definitely deserves a start because he was absolutely amazing, wasn't he? For that game against Man City, that goal, he literally came on and scored straight away. So he is someone for me that has got a lot of confidence. So I definitely would give him that start. I do agree with that. Trossard as well. I feel like he's been working really hard recently. So I feel like you'd have to give him that chance. Havertz, yeah, I definitely would. I mean, we don't have any other options, but I still would put him up top because he got that goal against Man City, and we've got to just hope that that can keep on continuing and happening. Martinelli has been very poor recently. I'm not going to lie. Um, I don't know what to say about him. I want him to do well, to score. He seems like such a great person, and he's brought us, great memories over the last few years. But at the same time, if he's not doing his job, then maybe we need to replace him. Like, I don't mind him being in the squad. I just don't think he can really, get us the goals that we need from him, unfortunately. Big up, Togamo. Hope you're okay. Sorry, I pronounced your name wrong. But I do appreciate you joining in. Birik says, I have no idea what Arsenal staffs are talking about, I think, working about. Big up yourself. Big up Sam, I hope you're good. I'm doing good, thank you. I hope you are good too. Sophie, we have the money to pay. So if we have the money, we're willing to pay 60 for Watkins. And that's certainly no thing, because if that is the case, then why don't we just pay that for him? Because like we know Watkins would definitely help us, but it's just the fact that we're not really willing to pay that, which is like the most infuriating thing because we just need something in this window. Like, honestly, I just feel so disappointed and drained by it all. And like you get excited about people talking about things online and it turns out to be nothing. So and I just feel like in the summer, if we'd actually recruited right and we brought in a striker, we brought in a winger, then we wouldn't really necessarily need to make these changes. We might have, obviously, but I just feel like this has made us now need to do it more. Because of the summer, I know. Listen, Calafiore for me has been a great signing, and I'm not gonna put him in this argument. Marino's obviously. I thought Marino would be a bit more impactful when he plays. Sterling has obviously been not playing a lot. I don't think Arteta maybe trust him to play. And he's just not got us the goals that we need. And yeah, he doesn't really get a play. I mean, to be fair with you, when we would start over him, we've seen that he's had his chance and he's took them. Um, I'm trying to think if listen, I've honestly forgot if we brought anyone else in the summer because I just think it's been quite poor in the summer. It has been poor. I mean, you just never know how players are going to adapt when they come here, but it's just not been good from us. For me, I'm just disappointed with our summer, and like we said, it follows through now to January window because of the mess we're in now. That we have to bring someone in, and honestly, I dare to think how we're going to be if we don't bring anyone in because these players will be under more pressure. They'll have to step up, and we know that they can't give us what they need. They miss their chances, and we're in trouble. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just very frustrated with it all. Like you guys are. You'd think we'd at least bring someone in just to help us get over that line, and I mean, more injuries could happen. We never know what's going to happen. We never know what's next. And that's what's so worrying because I mean, listen, Saka's going to be back, and I feel like when he's back, we'll definitely improve. But I just feel like it's going to be tough. But I'm just gonna hope something does happen in the next few hours because obviously, guys, it does close. I think it closes like 11 tonight. I'm not like 100% sure. We got Mike who says, I have a sneaky feeling we might be working on to get someone in. I do hope we can. Listen, me doing this is not saying that we're not going to bring anyone in. I think there's definitely still hope and optimism that something could happen, but I'm personally not not preparing myself. Like I'm thinking nothing's going to happen right now. But listen, if something happens and they're a good player, listen, I'll be very happy with that. But I just feel like we've not been very prepared in this window, and we could have brought some players in a lot sooner. Um, and like I said, it's just so a disappointing one, definitely. Yeah, need a striker. Listen, we definitely are crying out for a striker. It's so frustrating. Like we all have these same conversations, and surely the club must know that we need a striker. Because they must see what we see. Surely, I'm just tired of these conversations. We need a striker. End of story. And I really do hope someone brings a striker in. Um, Big up Sam. Not too bad. It's a shame we didn't bring in number 9. The window shuts at 11. Yeah, literally, we don't have much time, do we, left? And I'm honestly not sure what we're going to do right now. The club have started posting on X a bit more in last hour or so, which means they are online. I mean, I just don't think we're going to sign anyone, but I think we just have to keep our optimism and hope that something magical can happen. But like we said, it's going to be tough for that to even happen. Like I just don't think it would happen. Um, but it's so tough, isn't it? Um, Big up Victor. Let's keep it real. Who was available in January at the right price? Duran was a backup and went for 75 million. He would sell the start in the middle of the season. Yeah, and exactly, and that's why I never thought we would get Watkins because at the end of the day, he's probably one of their most important players. I also thought Duran. Why would they want to get rid of both of them as well? Because I feel like if they were going to move one on, it'd be one or the other, not both of them. Because that means Villa have to recruit, have to bring in players themselves. So for me, like I was never really like sure we would ever get both of them or one of them. I didn't ever think they would sell both of them, to be honest with you, because like we said, that means they would have to do more business for them. They'd have to recruit more. So yeah, I just feel like we've put ourselves in a sticky situation. Like I've said this, like, I'm being fair. January is a very hard window to buy players that are really good. But for me, if we're going to bring players in, like I've said before, loaning players is a good option. And I'm happy for Arsenal to buy someone big in the summer if that's what we want to do. But at the end of the day, it's just it's a tough one, isn't it? Like we said, there's time left, but I just don't know what we're gonna do. And I also I don't mind if Arsenal actually played more this time in January, just as long as it can. If it gets us over the line, if it gets us silverware, then that's what's important. Because obviously getting Liverpool are so hard to compete with right now. They're doing so good, and I just don't think we could win all of our games in the league. I feel like we're not the same as last season. But at the same time, if we after this win against Man City, we could get momentum and go on a good run. But I also think the game on Wednesday could really do with some new ideas, some players with, that can help us in the attack. But obviously, we don't have that. We're just going to have to deal with what we have right now, which is going to be really tough because we sort of know. You look at our bench as well. I mean, it obviously does depend on who we play, but the sort of signings that we have are like, listen, California, if he comes on and scores a worldie, then that does happen sometimes, which I'm loving. Um, but at the same time, it's like we've got California, Sterling. I don't ever feel like Sterling could come on and score. He can definitely come on and give us that impact and be a very impactful sub. But I think it's a big ask for him to come on and really change the game. And literally, I don't feel like we've got midfield players. We've got like so Jorginho, Marino, but I don't really think their game changed. I don't see them. They're going to come on, win us the game. We just need someone to win us games. Like, I mean, back in the day, I used to love Giroud when he came on. He would win us the game, but we don't have that anymore, and I feel like that's our biggest problem. I mean, it's going to be really tough throughout the season because I just want us to be. It, obviously, I want us to win the league, but if that doesn't happen, I just don't want us to fall behind as well. So yeah, the attack is our biggest problem right now because we just don't look great at times. So it is going to be tough, and I didn't mind if Arsenal did pay extra for some players right now because I know it is going to be hard with, like Victor said, with the window. You can't get the ideal players. Like you said, which clubs are going to want to give you their best players? They're not going to do that, are they? Because that means they'd have to recruit themselves. So I feel like it's going to be a really tough ask right now to find these right players to bring in. Um, but there definitely are players out there we could buy, but I feel like we've left it quite late now, so it's gonna be really tough for us to bring in players now to help us on, to help us win the league. And literally Twitter is in a meltdown as well. So I'm just trying to stay off that right now because it's literally a tough time for Arsenal, not, getting what we need to get over the line. But it will be interesting at 11 to sort of see what happens. Like I've said on here, I'm not expecting anything because I feel like if something would have happened, we would have heard it by now. There would have been rumours, and you would have seen it on Twitter. So I definitely think if something was going to happen, it would have happened by now. So yeah, I don't think anything is going to happen. Obviously, if it does, I will definitely do a video. I'll definitely, eat my words up. But I just don't really see it happening. Like we said, you hear a lot on Twitter. News breaks so quick. And I also think it's a shame with the Watkins thing because I generally think he would have wanted to come to Arsenal. I know that obviously you can change as you get older, but he has always been an Arsenal fan, and I feel like his family are Arsenal fans. I've heard that his family would love him to go to Arsenal. Um, so I just feel like it will be a real shame for him missing out on this opportunity because I feel like if we don't bring him in now, I don't think we'll bring him in the summer. I feel like Arsenal might try and get Isak in the summer and go big for him. Um, but obviously it's definitely a tough one right now because I don't think it's going to happen. I think, like we said, if things would have happened now, it would have gone and done. We would have done our deals. But the thing as well, I've got to say though, with Villa getting Rashford, I was thinking to myself, are they getting him because Duran's gone? Are they getting him because we're getting Watkins? And maybe that was wishful thinking, but I was thinking to myself, is there a reason why they've recruited? Are they recruiting because Watkins is going? Um, so yeah, and that's annoying because I would have really loved Watkins at Arsenal. Like that excites me, to be honest with you, because I've seen him, his career, and he loves a goal against Arsenal. So I've really watched his career. He's done really well. So for me, it's definitely disappointing that it's not really happened yet, or it won't happen at all. And I honestly get Arsenal fans' frustration because it's just not good enough, really, is it? And we do need to make more signings. And the summer, I do wonder if that'll be when we get our big striker. But like I've said, for me, if we win the League Cup, that gives Arteta time, and I think he deserves that. So I just like winning for me, it's make or break. Like I just think we have to win silverware this season because we can't keep going season after season without winning nothing. And big up Sam. January is a hard month to buy players. The only time January isn't too hard to buy players is when it's a World Cup year or Euro year. I mean, we've actually had some good signings in January. It's not been all doom and gloom at all for Arsenal. I mean, in the past we have obviously Trossard for me has been a great January signing. I think he's been very good for us. Um, but obviously, you know, it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes we've had really quiet January windows, and other times, we've had success. It's not been bad. I just feel like, as you've mentioned with your comments as well, guys, that it's always hard in January to bring in the players that we want. Because we're going to be honest, which teams are going to want to get rid of their best players? Not teams are just not going to do that. So, yeah. But I also feel like there are players out there we can buy, but I just feel like we're not really putting the money there, and we're not going for it, which is obviously it's so disappointing, because we just needed someone to change Arsenal and just improve us. Um, so yeah, I do feel very infuriated with that. And big up as well everyone that's watching this. I do appreciate it. I'm going to stay on here, guys, for 10 more minutes. Please do send in your questions. Also, if you're new here as well, please do like the stream as well. And do subscribe here if you are new, as I hope you all are enjoying this video as well. And I know this wasn't like a prepared stream. Sometimes I just fancy going live. So, but yeah, if obviously we sign players, that will surprise me. I think because I'm not expecting anything, I won't be like too disappointed. But because we've seen stuff online, we've seen obviously fans say stuff, and we sort of think to ourselves, is anything going to happen? But when I see people get excited, I just feel like I never get excited until I see the club officially announce it, because you honestly know what, people create rumors, and I just never believe it until it happens. I never get too optimistic until I've actually seen official, people say stuff. I'm so sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. I hope you're good. Mujahid, thank you so much for joining today. I hope you are good. Lovely to see you in the chat. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've had a good day. Oh, West Ham are winning. That's crazy. 1-0 up. Bowen. Wow, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's pretty good, to be fair. I'm not watching that game, but thank you for updating me. Big up Arsenal history and more. Hope you're good. Arsenal never going to buy anyone. I mean, I did think to myself when we were linked to Watkins, I was thinking, is that just to show people that they're doing something? Because up until that point, we were very quiet in the window. We weren't really doing anything. So I was thinking to myself, we're also trying to say that to people to throw them off, to believe that the club are working hard. But then as days went on, I was actually thinking to myself, maybe we are, maybe something will happen. I think Villa would have gave Watkins to us if we put a higher bid in, but clearly Arsenal aren't going to do that. And to be honest with you, I would have been happy with Watkins just for the season. I'm not saying that he's our future. I'm not saying that he's, going to elevate this team, but he's definitely better than what we have right now. Which is obviously a tough one to take, because we need improvements in our attack massively. Like this season, we've been so predictable, and it's so obvious to see. But yeah, I do get that point about we're never going to buy anyone. I mean, like I said, if we were going to do something, we would have done it a lot sooner. I feel like we would have bought someone from the start if we were really going to bring anyone in. Um, so yeah, I just feel so like I always say, not ever surprised. The January window is never. I never get excited about January because um just seasons ago, we weren't ever doing anything. It was very quiet in the window, and I felt as fans we deserve better, because this season, listen, we've got a great win against City, but it's going to be a long season ahead. We are going to have difficult times, and what I notice about Liverpool is they're able to get wins even if they don't play good, and that's what we're struggling with this season. When we're not doing good, we are struggling to get those victories, which is going to be so tough. So yeah, listen, it's not been great. I'm going to sit in here, like I said, for 10 more minutes, guys. But I mean, like I said, if the club surprise us, then that'd be great. But like we said, I've known Arsenal for a while, and I feel like if something was going to happen, it would happen by now. I do believe Arteta wants to make something happen. I think he knows himself that we need more than what we have in our attack. I do also think if we hadn't had these injuries, he wouldn't have wanted to bring anyone in. And I also think if our injuries were fine this season and we had none, we would still need to make reinforcements, because we always need to improve. I feel like you can always improve your team. And I just feel like even with our squad now, we should have brought at least 2 players in this window. I've always said, I'm a fair person. Listen, if we want to go big for striker in the summer, fair enough. But also, you have to bring someone in now to really help your team, because, like we said, we're really struggling this season in our attack to gel, and all of that. So it's definitely going to be a long season, and we've had options. We could have done things. Maybe we've had to spend bigger, and we've had to go out a bit more. But honestly, I would have been happy with that. Like, I just feel like, as well, as I mentioned, that if we'd have say we spend 60 million on Watkins, we wouldn't have brought in a striker in the summer. Like, I feel like we have Watkins now, but we also need someone else in the summer as well. Um, I do believe the Cronkays. I don't think they care. I think Josh is more over here. I think you do see him at games when he has to be there. But I do generally think as though, I mean, I don't remember which game it was, but I remember he came over here not long ago, and when we were on a bad run, and I feel like, you only come in because you have to come. Is that the case? I do question him a lot. The ownership has been a problem for Arsenal for a while. So it's very hard for Arteta. Is it that he wants to bring players in, he doesn't have the money, or is it that he has the money but he doesn't want to spend that much? That's another question as well. So it's definitely going to be interesting to sort of see what if this is going to fall on Arteta at the end of the season, because at the end of the day, if we don't win anything, for me, that isn't good enough. And we need to win stuff this season, and that game on Wednesday for me is so important. Because if we don't win that, then that'll obviously be tough. And it's the fact we're out of the FA Cup as well. Like, we got knocked out by United, which, if we had a striker, we would have won that game massively. We would have won that quite comfortably. But as I've mentioned, us having a striker is causing us problems. Um, so it's a really tough one. Pick up to all of you guys that are in the chat. I do appreciate it. Watkins would be ineligible for the Champions League because he played for Villa and Liverpool win the league. So how would he really help us? I feel like that is a good point to make, and that would obviously make things harder. But at the end of the day, I feel like he's definitely better than what we have. I think he's better than what we have right now, to be honest with you. Havertz this season has been inconsistent. I do believe Havertz is good. I just don't think he's probably at that level that we need him to be. Um, so I feel like with Watkins, I just feel like I've said, I feel like he would definitely improve this team. He would definitely, when we need him to finish his chances, when we need to kill off games, I feel like he would be that guy to do that. Um, but obviously, you know, and then like I said, it's going to be hard in this window to bring anyone in. But yeah, I just feel like he would definitely help us. Like, I don't know long term if he would help us, but I know short term that I just feel like he would definitely improve this Arsenal team. I feel like it's the games where teams defend a low block against us where we need number 9. Yeah, definitely. That is definitely where we struggle, and that's where we struggled a lot this season, because we have actually had a lot of draws this season. And I think to myself, if we just killed that game off, if we had a strike and we'd killed that off, then we'd have got 3 points. Like, I feel like if we'd have more wins and draws, things would be different this season. So yeah, I do agree. That's definitely our biggest problem with the low blocks. It's something that we definitely need to find a way through. We definitely need to improve on, and that is why we need a striker, because, like I mentioned before, we can look quite predictable at times, and I just feel as though we need to see, that change in our attack. And yeah, I don't think anything's going to happen really tonight. Like I've said, it would be a big shock if it did happen. And you never know, guys. Arsenal could surprise us. I mean, to be fair, with the Chloe Kelly thing, that came out of nowhere, so you just never know what will happen. You never know what is, around the corner. Um, Big up Muna. I hope you're good. And thank you so much for popping in and joining in my stream. And I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm going to round this up in about 5 minutes, guys. But I do obviously appreciate all of you that are watching this tonight, and I do appreciate all of you that are here, and hopefully we'll have a good window in the end, but obviously not looking too good right now, unfortunately for Arsenal. And that's just what we want to see. We just want to see some exciting players come to Arsenal this window, but I just don't, like we've said, I just don't. I think if it would have happened, it would have happened by now. And I just feel like there's definitely players we could have brought in, but we just haven't, which is the most disappointing thing for me. And yeah, I just feel very like meh about it, but um I guess we can't control it. We're just gonna see what Arsenal do in the next few hours. Like, it's nearly 9 o'clock and they literally have 2 hours left, so yeah, guys, I wouldn't I wouldn't get your hopes up too much. Like we said, it's not been particularly great for Arsenal. And Victor says, nice chat. So if you like and subscribe, big up Victor. I hope you're good. Hope you're keeping well. Thank you so much for joining in today. And yes, guys, please do like the stream, guys, and subscribe here as well. If you're new here, I do appreciate all of you guys joining in today. I'm going to end this now. I've got a few pre-recorded videos coming this week. Obviously, I will probably go live soon. The end of the week. But thank you all so much for joining. Like I said, if there are any updates, if anything does happen in the next 2 hours, not that it probably will, I will do a video. I will obviously update you guys and still post and stuff. But yeah, guys, I feel bad. I'm sorry it's not been the best window. I think the January never really is the best window anyway. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you all did enjoy the stream. Fingers crossed things can get better for us. And like I said, more content's going to be out this week. I'll be updating you guys that on my socials as well. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this. Please do like this video, guys. Here, please do subscribe here if you are new, and I will see you all very soon. Bye, guys.